Las Vegas, the fight capital. You know, so many fighters now call this town home, but only one, that man you see there, can call the MGM his home away from home. Live look now inside the Hollywood Theater here at the MGM Grand. In just a few moments, the pound-for-pound king in boxing will once again hold court. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer. This is the final press conference for the highly anticipated rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana. Now, before Floyd and Marcos step here on this stage, gives me the opportunity to tell you about some exciting programming coming your way over on Showtime. And, of course, you'll see that program before these guys fight on Saturday night. And it all begins tonight. Friday, with All Access, Mayweather versus Maidana, Episode 3. It premieres 7:30 Eastern over on Showtime. And then on Friday, Mayweather, Maidana, the rest of the fighters on the pay-per-view card, where they step on the scale. At the official weigh-in, it's Mayweather Maidana 2. Weigh-in live. It comes your way 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. On Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific, join our broadcast team for Mayweather versus Maidana Countdown Live. The crew will give you a behind-the-scenes look at both camps. You'll see what should be an explosive match between John Molina Jr., Humberto Soto. Myself, Steve Farhood, will bring you all the play-by-play action. And then at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, and folks, note the early start time. It's the big one. Floyd Mayweather steps into the ring against Marcos Maidana. You can see it live on pay-per-view. Now on Showtime, of course, we had a Mayhem art contest, and there were thousands upon thousands of people who submitted entries for this. I want you to take a look now at the finalists. And the winner, you see it, Dominic Winchell out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, submitted this. Congratulations to him. He gets the VIP treatment, a couple of tickets. His art will be displayed all throughout the MGM Grand, so congratulations to him. I hope you enjoy the fight. And what a fight it should be, because, again, officially, Fight Week began yesterday, Tuesday, when both fighters arrived at the MGM Grand. Take a look at the number of people who packed the lobby there at the MGM. You see Marcos Maidana. He was the first to arrive. Maidana took some pictures with his fight fans, even took some time to sign a few autographs as well. After his arrival, Floyd Mayweather came in. And I want you to take a look at the fanfare here.
Las
that
Vegas,
lobby was jam-packed just to see and get a glimpse of these two fighters. Well, while we wait for Floyd and Marcos Maidana to step here on the stage and get this press conference started, it gives us the opportunity to take a step back and show you how they prepare for this highly anticipated rematch. Here is our all-access Mayweather versus Maidana, Episode 2.
Previously on All Access.
What's your motivation for this fight?
We need to prove something to the fans.
Maidana all over Mayweather. Floyd is cut. He has never been cut.
The guy was real entertaining. Dirty, but entertaining.
All work is wet. And guess what? This is easy work right here.
Finally, a guy has won more than 2 rounds, and they're like, oh, this guy beat Floyd. Come on, man.
Por ahí lo admiro lo que es, pero respeto eso para nada.
Floyd Money Mayweather! Marcos Maidana!
I think a lot of people are upset because they can't live like I live.
Todos los días, cada día tenemos que aprovechar.
Sí, la primera faltó poquito. Sí, yo creo que él tiene mucho que perder. Sé que no es invencible.
I'm gonna stay at the top, do what I want to, how I want to. When you speak boxing, you're speaking Mayweather.
Hey, 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 hey.
12 miles south of the Las Vegas Strip, the pound-for-pound king has assembled his loyal subjects.
Midnight, midnight run, midnight. Hey, I'm coming to you, All Access. I'm coming to you. Here I come. Blood, sweat, and tears. I'm coming.
While most fighters are sleeping, Floyd is working. His legs and his mouth.
Pressing Jim. Fiesta forever. I'm not on a schedule. My job is boxing. Fiesta forever. I work my heart out to be my own boss, to make my own moves. Goddamn, even if I gotta shoot my game while I'm jogging. What's your name? Damn, baby, write your number down. Me and Hugh Hefner got a lot in common. Speaking to the microphone, hello?
A lot.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I know my Rolls Royce didn't run out of gas. What the? Oh, we having fun, baby. We ain't even got started yet. Hey, come on, boy. Yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Come on, let's go. I used to party every night, go to the strip club. Look at it. But I used to always dedicate myself to my craft. Don't tell me that boy quit. I'm so tough. I'm so tough. You know, I do my run, then I ride. Got a ride bike. I'm Floyd.
While Floyd is nocturnal, Marcos Maidana is an early riser. His diet is being managed by a personal chef, part of an effort to improve his conditioning for the rematch.
Bueno.
Muy bueno.
Egg whites for breakfast, a weighted vest for the morning run.
Vamos, vamos, vamos. Todo, Marcos, sprinte, mueve las piernas.
This time, everything is exactly calibrated for Marcos Maidana. With a new strength and conditioning regimen, Maidana's camp believes the difference will be in the details.
Vamos con todo, Tiempo!
In the first fight, I think we made the mistake of bringing him in too heavy. His punches weren't as fast, weren't as crisp. I think Maidana slowed down a lot. That's why Raúl is here.
Que siempre le he dicho, prefiero que se me canse aquí, no en la pelea.
Jale, Marcos, jale. Fuerte, duro, 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 duro.
He comentado mucho con él. El ritmo que tú tomaste en la primera pelea fue muy bueno, 5 o 6 rounds. Hay que mantenerlo, los 12 rounds. Esa es la diferencia en las grandes peleas y los grandes campeones.
Mueve las piernas, tiene que mover las piernas. Duro, 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 tiempo, muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Caminamos. No se va a cansar. Y va a tener el poder, mire, los 12 rounds, si es que aguanta. Va a ser muy difícil que aguante esa presión, lo vamos a tronar.
Oxnard, California. It's a boxing town. But how it got that way is a family saga. If Robert Garcia was a local hero, the man who made him that was his father. A former field worker who trained his sons to be fighters, Eduardo Garcia has been a familiar face of late, helping Maidana get ready for the rematch.
The first thing my dad did when he got home after work was pick me up to go to the gym. For him, it was boxing, boxing, boxing. But if it wouldn't been like that, I wouldn't have become a world champion. And I wouldn't have what I have right now.
The House of Garcia has dedicated itself to one purpose: defeating Floyd Mayweather. While Robert was Eduardo's first champion, son Mikey, the youngest, is his most recent. Today in sparring, the undefeated super featherweight will play the villain's role.
No se afloje, no se afloje. Pique, pique, pique. Eso. Muévame la cintura, los hombros, muévame. Nice, nice. Eso.
Otra vez, rápido, bien controlado.
Trabajar con Robbie entre hijo y papá es muy bonito porque los dos nos respetamos. Él sabe que yo sé bastante de esto y yo también lo veo que está muy bien desenvuelto. Ha hecho cosas muy buenas en favor de sus peleadores.
My dad, he's old school. He's great at what he does, but it's old school. It's training hard and doing the boxing workouts as hard or even harder.
Muy bien.
Usted mire, siempre los golpes, estás tirando mucho recto, son los que conectan. Cuando lo tiras así, especialmente en el centro del ring, lo fallas.
Maybe last time he taking it a little easier on me or something, because I definitely feel him a lot stronger this time. I think he's more confident in himself also.
You gonna get this work. You gonna get this work. Yeah. Stop trying to slow down. Stop trying to slow down.
Back in Las Vegas, sparring takes on a different tone.
Punish that boy. Let us go. Stop holding us. Let him work.
No day is the same in the Mayweather Boxing Club.
All right, time. That's 1 round. Get your over there, bub. It's gonna be a 7-minute round. The first one was a 5. So we're gonna let him take a longer breather so you can take a longer whooping. We got you.
It's tough competition. It could go either way. It's about pushing these fighters to the limit. And when we say push it to the limit, we truly believe there's no limit.
It's called the Doghouse,
I'm soft. Let's get in there now.
where Mayweather presides as Lord of the Realm, matchmaker.
That's a look at All Access Mayweather versus Maidana, Episode 2. Again, you can see the premiere of Episode 3 tonight, 7:30 Eastern on Showtime. Both the fighters are here. Let's get this press conference started. I'm going to turn things over to the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. Here's Leonard Ellaby.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you all for coming out to our press conference, Mayhem, Mayweather versus Maidana. We all saw the first fight. We're really expecting a very, very exciting fight with a rematch. Both guys are coming in with a tremendous amount of confidence. Both guys had a phenomenal training camp. Maidana, he's coming into this fight with a tremendous win off of Adrian Bronner, and with having been in there with Floyd for 12 grueling rounds, he's coming in this fight, and he really believes that he's going to win. On the other hand, Floyd's coming in this fight knowing that he dominated the fight, and there were a lot of tactics that were going on in the fight, but here we are for the rematch, Mayweather versus Maidana. They'll be fighting in a 12-round unified welterweight championship. We have a tremendous undercard. Opening the undercard, we have Alfredo Angulu. He'll be fighting James De La Rosa in a 10-round middleweight matchup. In our second fight, we'll have Miguel Vasquez. He'll be defending his 135 IBF lightweight world championship. He'll be going against Mayweather Promotions' own Mickey Bay. In the co-main, we'll have Leo Santa Cruz. He'll be defending his WBC super bantamweight title, and he'll be fighting Manuel Roman in a 12-round fight. And then we obviously come to the main event, where we all have been waiting for. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our co-promoter, Eric Gomez.
Thank you, Leonard. We're happy to be here, obviously, in a big stage once again in Las Vegas, working hand in hand with Mayweather Promotions. It's been great, this entire promotion. Thanks to everybody involved. Leonard does a great job. He's got a great team behind him. We have a great team at Golden Boy Promotions. On behalf of Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, we're happy to be participating in this big event. So I just want to thank you guys. I want to thank the sponsors involved, Corona, O'Reilly's, Mexican Tourism, Phantom Presents, and obviously Showtime, Steven Espinoza. Thank you very much, Steven. Week in and week out, Showtime's bringing the best fights in boxing, no doubt about that. And obviously the MGM, any big fight, there's no bigger stage than the MGM. Richard Stern, thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. Leonard?
Next up, I'd like to introduce our partner. He's a very, very dear friend. He's been very instrumental in a lot of success that we've had here in Las Vegas. A great guy we really enjoy working with, myself, Floyd, and our team. He's done a wonderful job here with the MGM and all the other properties. I can't say enough about how fond and how much respect I have for this next gentleman. So I'd like to call up to the podium none other than Richard Stern, who's the president of entertainment for MGM Resorts Internationals.
Thank you, Leonard. Good afternoon, everyone. We're excited that you have joined us for this highly anticipated rematch Saturday night between these two great champions. Floyd Mayweather looks to once again emerge victorious and run his undefeated record to 47-0. We all know it will be another tough test as Marcos Maidana looks to avenge his hard-fought loss back in May. As you all know, Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world and frequently plays host to a large number of major sports and entertainment events. This weekend, MGM Resorts will once again play a critical role in the Las Vegas experience as we celebrate Mexican Independence Day weekend with this championship event, followed by the Alejandro Fernandez concert Sunday night, also at the MGM Grand. I'd like to say a special thanks to Oscar De La Hoya and the entire Golden Boy promotion staff, Al Heyman, Leonard Ellerby, and the Mayweather Promotions team, Team Maidana and its camp, our good friend Steven Espinoza with Showtime, and of course, Bob Bennett of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Once again, thanks for being here, and look forward to seeing you Saturday night for this great event. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to introduce a gentleman who's recently come aboard with the Nevada Athletic State Commission. In my eyes, who's done a tremendous job thus far. He's taking the organization under control, and he's hit the ground running. He set new policies and put them in place immediately. And he's a guy that's a no-nonsense guy, but he's a very fair guy, and he's done a tremendous job thus far. And he has a wonderful, wonderful staff that he works with on a day-to-day basis. So none other than Bob Bennett, who's the Executive Director of Nevada Athletic State Commission.
Good afternoon. Certainly a pleasure to speak on behalf of the Nevada State Athletic Commissioners, and we would like you to know that we are honored and elated to regulate this great fight. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Mr. De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, Mr. Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions, and Mr. Al Heyman for putting on this electric and exciting fight in the fight capital of the world. I would also like to recognize Richard Stern and MGM for hosting this event. Of course, Mr. Espinoza and Showtime has done a phenomenal job broadcasting this fight nationally and internationally. And probably most importantly, I would really like to take a second and recognize Mr. Mayweather, Mr. Maidana, and all the fighters that are going to put forth a gallant effort come this Saturday night. Without them, this event would not be possible, and I would like all the fighters to know the Nevada Athletic Commission wishes them the very best. I thank you for your time.
Next up is our partner. Can't say enough about him. He's made a tremendous impact since his arrival to the network. The changes that he's put in place when he came aboard were drastic and they were effective. You know, they've made a number of changes within their network, which they've had a tremendous amount of success with all the ratings and the wonderful fights that they put on. In the past, they had been talked about as the other network, but that has changed. And a large part has to do with Floyd Mayweather coming aboard and putting the network on his back. And he's all about promotion and branding and bringing the biggest fights to the network and for the fans. So next up to the podium, I'd like to introduce none other than the the Executive Vice President and General Manager of Showtime Sports, none other than Stephen Espinosa.
Thank you, Leonard. We're thrilled to be back here at MGM Grand again. This has become Showtime's really home away from home. This is the fourth event that Showtime is televising from MGM Grand this year, the most of any venue, the sixth over the last 2 years. And it really feels as much a part of home as New York City does to me personally. The MGM Grand is a first-class venue, first-class people. It's always a pleasure to come here. And we thank Richard Sturm and all the MGM staff for their hospitality. It's really no wonder that this will be the 10th consecutive time that Floyd has fought at MGM Grand. You know, coming to the MGM Grand is really just one part of Showtime's strategy of televising the biggest and most important fights in the sport of boxing. And there's no doubt that this Saturday, Mayweather Maidana 2 will be one of those big, important fights, most likely the biggest fight of the year. No matter what the result is, what I do guarantee is it's going to be historic. Historic because what we're watching is unprecedented. We all know about Floyd's success, his undefeated record, his world titles, his Fighter of the Year awards. But consider this. Floyd Mayweather has been ranked in the top 10 by Ring Magazine for consecutively and continuously since March of 1998. It's in the top 10 for 16 years. That is unprecedented in any other sport. That's not to mention a lot of those years that he was consensus #1 pound for pound. But to be candid, Marcos Maidana couldn't care less. Way back in May was perhaps the toughest fight of Floyd's career. There's 12 grueling, hard-fought rounds. And then Floyd surprised many of us by saying, let's do it again. Another fight against the opponent with the highest knockout percentage of anyone he's ever fought, one of the highest knockout percentages of active welterweights right now. Personally, I can't wait. As a reminder, the pay-per-view telecast will start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's 1 hour earlier. An hour before that at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, you can tune to Showtime for Countdown Live, which will feature a live fight, John Molina Jr. versus Humberto Soto, which is guaranteed to be thrilling. To get ready for all of that, this evening, 7:30 Eastern Pacific, All Access Episode 3 premieres, replays on Showtime, Showtime Anytime, and CBS Sports Network as well. And then, of course, on Friday, the weigh-in at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. That'll be followed by All Access Live, where we will face off Marcos Maidana and Floyd Mayweather live less than 24 hours before the event. We'll see you on Saturday night.
Before I bring Eric Gomez back up to introduce Team Maidana, I'd like to touch on a few programming facts for some upcoming things we have starting today. Today we have the pay-per-view undercard workouts and autograph signings, in which will be open to the public. It begins here at 3 p.m. today, right outside of the Cobb Theater. Also, this evening we'll have the fan experience and the all-access episode 3 viewing, which will be open to the media and public. And the location is the Beecher's Madhouse right here in the MGM. Then tomorrow, we'll have the undercard press conference, and lunch will begin at noon, and the press conference will start at 1 in studios A and B. And then tomorrow evening, Golden Boy Promotions and Mayweather Promotions is putting on a night of fights. In the main event, we have Luis Ortiz versus Latif Coyote, and this will be televised on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Deportes. All doors open at 3 p.m., and the first fight starts at 3:30, and the location is the Hard Rock Hotel. And Friday, we have the weigh-in. We have entertainment. We'll have Rick Ross, he'll be performing, and we'll have Prince Royce, who also will be performing at the weigh-in. Doors will open to the public at 12 noon, and the weigh-in begins at 2:30 p.m. And then Saturday, we have the Boxing Fan Expo at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and be sure to visit the Mayweather Promotions booth starting at 10 a.m. to visit all our rising young stars for autographs and giveaways. Okay, next up, I'd like to bring back to the podium Eric Gomez, the Senior Vice President of Golden Boy Promotions.
Thank you, Leonard. Now, obviously, to get to this level in boxing, you have to have a great team. And that's what Marcos Maidana has behind him. He's got a great team that brought him along the right way to get him to the highest stage in boxing. And it's what's needed to get at this level. So before I introduce Marco, I'm going to introduce his team. I want to acknowledge Sebastian Contursi, who's the co-manager. Sebastian, can you please stand up?
Thank you very much.
Sebastian's been with Marcos a very long time, and obviously it's great to see him in this stage in boxing. And the guy that's been working with him for the last couple of years, got him in shape, helped him get this rematch, and helped him be competitive in the first fight with Floyd. He's one of the best trainers in boxing right now. His stable is slowly growing. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of years ahead of him, and he's going to continue to build champions. That's Robert Garcia. Robert, can you please come up?
Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you all for being here. You know, all games aside, we're ready for this fight. We prepare ourselves like never before. We know the fight's not an easy fight, but it's not impossible either. I'm sure Floyd had a great training camp. He always does. We are very grateful to be here. We want to thank Golden Boy Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, Showtime, MGM, everybody for having us here. We're going to give what the fans are waiting for. What the fans want to see, that's what they're going to get Saturday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Now, when we first started this promotion, I said it many times before. I said it in interviews. We talked about it. Floyd didn't have to do this fight. He had a very tough fight the first fight. Yes, he won the fight. People said it was close. Marcos gave him a hell of a fight. Probably one of the closest fights Floyd has had in the last couple of years. But that's what makes a great fighter. That's why Floyd is so great, because he does things that people don't expect him to do in boxing. I know that everybody here Floyd has proven wrong, at least one time. Everybody. I mean, he's been proving me wrong ever since he fought Oscar. Every single fight, I've thought to myself, okay, this time we got him. Nope. This time we got him. Nope. But that's what makes him great. And everybody sitting here, I'm sure that all of you have criticized him at one point or another. You've said, oh, he's not going to get past this guy. He's not going to get past Ricky Hatton. Canelo's going to get him. Victor Ortiz is going to get him. Anyway, he's proven everybody wrong. But there's one critic that Floyd hasn't been able to prove wrong. There's one guy, there's one critic that keeps him going, and that's Floyd himself. He's probably the hardest critic, and that's why he took this rematch, because he felt that the first fight was close, and he wants to prove to everybody, but most importantly to himself, that he won that first fight and that he could do it again. But I know also at the same time that I have a hungry fighter here to my left that felt that he was very, very close, a step away from beating Floyd Mayweather. And he's here to prove that whatever it takes, whatever he left behind, whatever that little inch he needs more to beat Floyd, he's gonna do it this time. So I wanna bring up to the podium, you guys know him as El Chino. I wanna bring up Marcos El Chino Maidana. Marcos?
Chino.
Hola. Bueno, me pongo tan nervioso que ya no sé ni qué decir.
I'm a little nervous, I don't know what to say anymore.
Bueno, primero y principal quiero agradecer a mi equipo.
First of all, I want to thank my team.
A Ann Heyman, a Golden Boy, a Sebastián Contursi, que ha hecho un gran trabajo para obtener esta nueva oportunidad.
Al Heyman, I want to thank Golden Boy, Sebastian Cortusi for everything you do, for getting me this great opportunity.
A todo el periodismo argentino que está presente. Y bueno, esta vez vengo muy bien preparado, vengo a hacer historia.
And I also want to thank all the press, all the Argentinian press that came all the way over for this fight. And what can I say? I'm ready. I'm ready to make history.
También quiero agradecer a Gustavo Arce de Agustino que me ha vestido. La verdad que muy contento por la ropa que me ha...
Gustavo, ¿cómo se llama?
Gustavo Arce.
Gustavo Arce, he wants to thank him. He's been dressing him and he got him this beautiful outfit.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Well, and that's it. Thank you very much.
Every great fighter has a great team, and Floyd is no different. We have a lot of wonderful people who work behind the scenes, who work with Floyd hand in hand, day in and day out. They never tend to get the credit, and I just like to acknowledge, some of the key players who work behind the scenes, whether it be his masseuse, Becky, to Rick Rod, who handle equipment, to everyone plays an integral role in his day-to-day preparation that it never gets talked about, and any other members of our money team who I haven't acknowledged, like Nate, for example. Nate, a former fighter who's been a childhood friend of Floyd's, who's been with Floyd for a number of years, who in my mind is an exceptional trainer himself. We have DeJuan Blake, who's there with Floyd hand in hand, day in and day out. These are the kind of guys that don't get the kind of credit and get not acknowledged for, helping Floyd with his day-to-day preparation. Then next comes to his two wonderful trainers who has a very well-known history in boxing, who both have had a lot of success. One I'd like to acknowledge is his father and the head trainer, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He's probably not in here, but just like to acknowledge him. I'd like to acknowledge his other trainer, Roger Mayweather, formerly known as the Black Mamba. And also I'd like to announce our cut man, Rafael Garcia, who's done a phenomenal job throughout the years, and he did a phenomenal job with closing Floyd's cut early in the fight, what made a big difference in Floyd going out there and making an adjustment because he couldn't see in one of the rounds at all. Like I said, Rafael, in my eyes, he's the best cut man in the business. But next up, this young man, like I said, I mean, can't say enough about him. You know, he's the guy that, you know, because he's become the face of boxing, you know, he's often become the guy who wears a target on his back. You know, no matter what he says, no matter what he does, you know, people form an opinion. You know, they tend to take things out of context. But it just comes with the territory. When you're on top and you've been on top for so many years, people are gunning at you. And the least little thing you say or do, no matter how you feel, things get taken out of context. This guy's had a phenomenal career. You know, he's beat everybody we put in front of him. He's been the best fighter in the world. He's been world champion ever since 1998 when he defeated Hernandez in a wonderful, wonderful fight. He's went on to beat a number of world champions, and he still tends to this day get criticized for his work inside the ring, which is mind-boggling. But in my eyes, he will go down as the best ever to do it. And no matter what anyone says, you know, he can only fight and beat the fighters in his era. If we could go back in a time warps, you know, we can make these mythical matchups and compare him to all the other fighters of the past. All the other fighters have laid the groundwork over the years to put him in a position to be thankful for the position that he's in, and he's been beyond blessed for the position that he's been that's been bestowed of him. He takes his job extremely, extremely serious. A guy that's made several $100 millions, and money doesn't motivate him because he's able to get up in, you know, in the wee hours of the morning in his 1,000 square foot mansion, and oftentimes you'll see him out there putting in the road work like he's never earned a dime. You know, that's just because his dedication and his commitment to the sports. And I can't say enough, we all will miss this young man when he finally hangs up this glove. So all this hating and criticism about this and that, you guys need to stop. Just cut it out. Just acknowledge the fact that he's a great fighter. He has opinions. He's human just like anybody else. And when he goes in there in that ring, he gives it your all. He's went in there and he's dominated guys who we all have considered as A-level fighters, B-level fighters. And he makes these guys look all the same. You know, Maidana, he's a tremendous, tremendous fighter. You know, he's been an underdog for a number of years, you know, and Floyd is readily, openly taking on the challenge. The fans demanded the rematch, and Floyd said, no problem, let's do it, put him in there. He didn't cry, he didn't complain and say, oh, how about this other guy? He said, put his ass right back in there, and if the fans didn't think that I got it done right the first time, oh, I'll show him the next time. And my goal is planning on stopping him this time. You know, so there will be no questions left unanswered about the Mayweather Maidana rematch. So without further ado, I'd like to call up the 11-time world champion in 5 different weight classes, the highest paid athlete in the world, who's put boxing on his back. And I'd like to touch on something else, is that the reason why a lot of times that, in my opinion, that boxing hasn't crossed over into the mainstream sport, mainstream world as a whole, is because we're too hard, and you know, we always trying to find ways to denigrate, to down, and criticize people's accomplishments. And a lot of times it's done from people who never even have boxed before and don't know what it is to be in his shoes. You know, I can't say enough. When you've been at the top for so many years, and you look at not just in boxing, in sports in general, what other athletes you can say that has been dominated everybody that's been put in front of him for all these years, but yet we still find ways to, you know, try to bring him down. And these are the reasons why boxing isn't like the NBA, the NFL, and any other major sport, because we're always looking for reasons to, you know, tear down our own. You know, the impact that he's had on the sport of boxing, a lot of times you guys don't, you know, comment on it. But I guarantee you, when you look at some of the lesser known fighters who are making a substantial more amount of money that they have been since Floyd has put the sport on his back. He's demanded and educated the fighters on that no longer will the promoters and the managers be able to take advantage of the fighters. The fighters deserve to be put in a position where they earn the lion's shares of money. And, you know, with educating the fighters, then he also becomes the bad guy. So I'm just saying all these kind of things to, once again, I touched on it on the last fight, that we must find a way to acknowledge greatness when we see it, because when you look around, there will be no another fighter like the man that's sitting to my right. There will be no other fighter like him. You know, there were other great fighters before him who did what they did and had phenomenal careers and went on to set phenomenal records. But the whole complete package, you will never see this done before. So without further ado, I'd like everybody to put their hands together for none other than Floyd Money Mayweather.
Thank you, Leonard. I appreciate it. First off, I want to thank God, because without God, all this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank my team, thank my staff, and of course, thank my trainers. They've done a remarkable job. We had a remarkable training camp. What else can I say? Truly unbelievable. You know, it's about hard work, dedication, prayers, and belief in a good team. And the first time out, me and Maidana gave the people excitement. That's what they want to see. It's all about blood, sweat, and tears. MGM Grand, there's no hotel like the MGM Grand. You guys have been truly unbelievable. You know, to have an 18-year relationship with you guys, you know, I couldn't ask for a better relationship. Al Heyman, of course, the one and only. Very shrewd businessman, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. Richard Stern, I want to thank you. I want to thank your staff. I want to thank your team. Steven Espinoza, of course, it's always Showtime. The All Access team, you guys, you know, day in and day out. You know, some days I'm a little rough, of course, because I want to do record-breaking numbers. So I'm a little rough on you guys. But this time around, I think that we gave them a lot of excitement. You know, it's still more to come because we still got 2 more shows. All the sponsors. I know it's so many different sponsors. I know Corona. Who else we got? O'Reilly. And I want to take my hat off to Golden Boy Promotions, the Golden Boy staff. You know, I've been doing business with you guys since, I believe, 2007. You know, I'm still sharp, so I believe 2007. And, you know I'm knocking at the door. I know I'm almost 40, but I'm still going strong. I still feel good, and I want to go out there and perform and look well and give you guys what you want to see. The first fight was very, very interesting, and hopefully this time around, this fight is a lot more exciting. And he's always in tip-top shape, you know, from what I've seen. And do he deserve a rematch? Absolutely. You know, I commend him, I commend his team for stepping up to the plate and making this happen again, because the fans demanded this fight. So I'm a true champion, and a true champion never backs down. So me, myself, I said, let's make it happen again. So, you know, we'll see you guys Saturday. Thanks for the support. If I'm not mistaken, Steven, all access tonight? 7:30. All access tonight. I think they'll be showing all access here at the hotel. And if you don't come to the hotel, of course, tune in and watch Showtime. I know it's show at two different times as far as East Coast and West Coast, but tune in. My team, we're here again. And when I go out there and fight, I don't just do it for myself, I do it for my team. I see you guys Saturday.
Next up, we'd like to pose the fighters.
All right, these guys are getting ready to pose, take some pictures.
Just so you guys are prepared, the TV crews
for the media. Keep in mind, the MGM Grand here has hosted every Floyd Mayweather fight since 2007. That's why he's always talking about the MGM Grand being his home away from home. Also, 3 of Mayweather's 4 titles will be on the line this Saturday night. The WBA, the WBC welterweight titles, as well as that WBC junior middleweight title. Last time that titles from multiple divisions were on the line in a fight, 1988, and Sugar Ray Leonard took on Donnie Lalonde. In just a few moments here, we're going to talk to the pound-for-pound king, Floyd Mayweather, and get his thoughts on the rematch. Mayhem. Floyd Mayweather joining me now. All right, so what should we expect Saturday night? Leonard Ellerbe intimated that you're going to stop him.
I'm in tremendous shape. You know, I'm ready to fight. I had a good training camp, and, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still growing, not just, I mean, of course I can't grow no longer physically, but I'm growing mentally. And I'm ready to fight. What else can I say?
Well, you know, last time after that fight, you said after everyone said, oh, well, Floyd, you took so many punches, you said, you know what, next time I'm going to make it easier.
Well, I didn't. If you go back and look at the punch stats, actually, I think he threw like 800 or 900 punches and landed less punches than I did. And I didn't even throw half as many punches as he did. So my defense was tight, and we're going to have a great game plan.
Oh, you mentioned All Access, and I know you watched it. Did it upset you when he said, I'm going to stand in front of him because I can take Floyd's punches. He didn't hurt me at all, and I know that if I connect this time cleanly, I'm going to take him out?
You know, I don't really worry about that. I try to focus on myself. I know for me to be 46-0, I've been doing something right. So, you know, we'll just see how the fight play out, you know, come Saturday.
I read that you said, you know, obviously you have to deal with us at Showtime. Okay. That you said you got, after this, you got 2 more fights, and you said you're going to hang it up. Is that true?
As of right now, you know, that's the way I'm feeling. You know, but we don't really know what the future holds for Floyd Mayweather. But that's how I've been feeling lately.
Last but not least, one of your teams said you wanted to clarify something, and obviously you spoke on the Ray Rice thing, yes. and you said you were surprised that he should have stayed with the 2-game suspension, but I guess that was before you saw the video?
Actually, you know, I was just getting word from people that there was a video out there. You know, I didn't know because I'm training for a fight. If I offended anyone, you know, I apologize. You know, I didn't mean to offend anyone, you know, and I apologize to the NFL and to the you know, to anyone else that got offended. You know, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and I don't condone that at all.
You're here. All right. Best of luck to you, okay, Saturday night. Floyd Mayweather, and, of course, now we're going to speak with Marcos Maidana. And, again, you know, Marcos Maidana, a lot of people thought dominated the first half of that fight, and then, of course, Floyd really poured it on from the round 6 on. But let's talk a little bit here with Chino Maidana. Eric Gomez from Golden Boy is going to do the translation for us. First of all, tell him I am loving this jacket.
Que le gusta tu saco.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Okay, talk to us about what should we expect from you this time around. How will this fight be different?
Revancha. ¿Por qué va a ser diferente esta revancha?
Bueno, no, vengo muy bien preparado, ya lo conozco. Floyd Mayweather no le ha dado mucha revancha a otros boxeadores, por eso es una ventaja para mí conocerlo.
You know, I'm very well prepared. This time around, I know him already. I know him. He's not used to giving rematches, so I got this great opportunity. I know him already. It's going to be a big advantage for me.
I think there are a number of people who thought that you dominated the first half of the fight and thought maybe you faded in the second half. How will that be different this time around?
Muchos piensan que la primera parte de la pelea tú dominaste, pero ya después como que te cansaste un poco. ¿Cómo va a ser diferente esta vez?
Bueno, me he preparado muy bien. Voy a regular un poco el aire, la fuerza, tirar menos golpes, más efectivo. Y bueno, yo creo que con eso puedo llegar a los 12 rounds del mismo ritmo.
This time around, I'm well prepared again, but I'm going to pace myself this time around. I'm not going to waste punches. I'm going to pick and choose my punches, but I'm going to have a good, hard, steady pace.
Well, he heard Leonard Ellerbe, and Leonard Ellerbe said basically that Floyd's going to stop him. So he basically intimated he's going to knock you out. What was his thoughts when he heard that?
¿Qué pensaste cuando él dijo eso?
No, la verdad que, qué sé yo, nunca me ha noqueado nadie. Me han tirado, sí, pero me he levantado. Pero bueno, si él tiene la oportunidad, que lo aproveche, porque yo también voy a tratar de noquearlo.
You know, what can I say? Nobody's ever knocked me out before. I've been dropped, but nobody's ever knocked me out before. But yeah, that's good. He's thinking that way. If he has an opportunity to knock me out, I hope he takes advantage of it, because I will.
Does he feel like he needs to stop Floyd? Because we've already gone the distance. Does he feel like it can't go the distance again?
¿No puede ir la distancia otra vez?
Yo vengo preparado para la distancia y para si lo tengo que parar y puedo meter un golpe, yo sé que de un golpe lo puedo parar y bueno, sería lo mejor, ¿no? Pero vengo preparado para los 12 rounds.
Look, I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for 12 rounds. I'm ready to stop him if I land the right punch. But look, more importantly, I'm ready for anything, and if it's going to go 12 rounds, I'm ready for that.
Best of luck to you, Chino.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
All right. So there you have it from both fighters. You know, Floyd says he's in tremendous shape. He's ready. You just heard from Marcos Maidana. He says he's in tremendous shape, and he says he's going to basically maintain the entire fight. And, of course, it all comes your way on Saturday night. In the meantime, we want to remind you about All Access. Episode 3, the premiere of that, comes tonight over on Showtime at 7:30. You don't want to miss that. And then on Friday, Mayweather, Maidana, the rest of the fighters on that pay-per-view card step on the scale for the official weigh-in. They're calling it Mayweather Maidana 2 weigh-in live. It comes your way 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. And then on Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, join our broadcast team, Mayweather Maidana 2 Countdown Live. Of course, we'll give you behind-the-scenes look at both fight camps. Hey, Brian Kenny will sit down with both fighters. You don't want to miss that as well. And you will see an explosive match between John Molina Jr., Humberto Soto. Myself, Steve Farhood, will be calling all of the action for that. And then at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And folks, again, that is a 1 hour early start time. You don't want to miss it. It's the big one. Floyd Mayweather takes on Marcos Maidana. You can see it live on pay-per-view. Of course, if you want to join in on the conversation, just jump on Twitter, use the hashtag Mayhem. And for all the latest updates on this fight and all the other fights and the things that we have going on, make sure you go to our website at show.com/sports. That's going to do it here from the MGM Grand. I'm Brian Custer. Thanks for watching.
Their first fight was thrilling.
Maidana all over Mayweather.
Action-packed.
Look at this display by Floyd Mayweather.
The toughest fight of Floyd Mayweather's career.
What a fantastic fight.
So on September 13th, Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana Do it again.
Le voy a terminar.
Bring it on, amigo.
Mayhem. Mayweather vs. Maidana 2. Saturday, September 13th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, live on pay-per-view.
People forget I made my living dishing out ass whoopings.
Ahora estoy muy bien preparado. Quizás estoy más preparado que la primera pelea.
Eso. TMT to the day we DIE. There ain't no mother LIE.
Está re bueno, ¿eh?
I'm coming to you, all access. I'm coming to you. That's right. Playtime's over, boy.
Floyd Mayweather faces Marcos Maidana in a highly anticipated rematch, and Showtime gives you exclusive live access to Fight Week. Friday, September 12th, Mayweather and Maidana weigh in. Then host Brian Kenny sits down with both fighters for final words. And on Saturday, September 13th, join our broadcast team for an exclusive look at both camps leading up to the fight. Plus, catch the special attraction bout between John Molina Jr. and Humberto Soto. Don't miss Weigh In Live, Mayweather vs. Maidana 2, Friday, September 12th at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And Mayweather vs. Maidana 2 Countdown Live, Saturday, September 13th at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. New night. New set. New faces.
And I've got pet peeves about all of them.
If Congress doesn't get involved in baseball, are these guys not all still voiding out of their minds right now?
He asks the biggest names, the toughest questions.
You're going to look at him and say, yeah, I know that guy did something he shouldn't be doing.
Now he's taking aim.
Have we reached a point where it's time to pay college athletes?
Way past the point.
At the biggest issues in sports.
Michael Sam is the NFL's first openly gay player. What went through your mind?
When you're great, no one cares what you do at home.
Everything is fair game.
I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight.
Jim Rome on Showtime. All new Tuesday at 10.
Their first fight was thrilling.
Maidana all over Mayweather.
Action-packed.
Look at this display by Floyd Mayweather.
The toughest fight of Floyd Mayweather's career.
What a fantastic fight.
So on September 13th, Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana do it again.
Le voy a terminar.
Bring it on, amigo.
Mayhem. Mayweather vs. Maidana 2. Saturday, September 13th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, live on pay-per-view.